all the way from County Cavan this morning, John. How did your trip go?
Well, I can tell you, Philip, if the support we received en route is indicative of the anger that's been directed towards our government, Traitor Martin and Slimy Harris should try and find a bunker to hide in, because they're going to need one. Absolutely. The level of support we received, and I was in the convoy that started off down below in Navan, but the level of support that we received from other motorists, and when we entered the precincts, when we entered the Navan Road, the number of people that were actually outside their houses clapping us was absolutely inspirational.
Amazing stuff. So, John, I let the noise go, boys. And you get this sense now of togetherness here. I think, like, you have haulers, farmers, the general public. There's hopefully a bit of impetus to start here. I keep saying, I think we spoke last night, this doesn't need to be hijacked by establishment politicians.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it's clearly it's an organic movement.
Yeah.
But I met a couple of people below at the start of our convoy below in Avon, who have never been to a protest in their lives before, and these two guys are middle-aged men.
Yeah.
All right. But the reality is, Micheál Martin does not want us carrying this flag. Anybody who declares that Ireland belongs to the Irish is regarded as a racist and a xenophobe. He wants nothing got to do with us.
Correct.
Right. So Mr. Martin, I believe, and we've had many false dawns before, I believe that now there is an appetite for real change in this country.
Yeah.
Can you smell the rebellion and the how will I say?
We can smell it here today.
Yes.
Well, please God.
We can smell the air of rebellion and revolution in the air here. But listen, we're dealing with a government that wasted over €2 billion of hard-earned Irish taxpayers' money last year on housing and accommodating and feeding criminal illegal aliens, bogus asylum seekers. So if they can spend €2 billion housing and looking after criminal illegal aliens, they can look after the decent, hard-working Irish men and Irish women.
Correct.
That keep the ship afloat. And I just have a clear message for Traitor Martin, Slimy Harris. The sole role for you, the sole reason for your existence is to take care of the Irish men and the Irish women, not the people in Somalia, Sudan or any other third world shithole. The people of Ireland, all right? They make €6.5 billion in excise duty every single year. €6.5 billion, all right? From tobacco, from alcohol, and from fuel, from petrol, diesel, and from heating oil and other fuels, all right? Approximately 50% of that comes directly from excise duties on fuel, directly from fuel, excise duty on fuel, all right? Now that's not taken into account the massive amount of money that they're making on this bogus carbon tax.
Correct.
Something has to happen here. Something has to change. The word change has been bandied around for years and misused and abused. But I think we're now at a time in Irish history where people want real change. And I think if the government if they're not sensible enough, well, they're not. They're listening. We have the weakest politicians that we've ever had in Irish history. Yeah. I mean, Traitor Martin and Slimy Harris have the combined testosterone of a limp lettuce. We all know that.
I think they can't. I said this about other things before, but they can't be this bad by accident. They are on a path of destruction, destroying this country
by design
for decades now. By design, I think. Yeah, correct, John.
Well, it's very obvious if we continue along this disastrous road, Irish people will be a minority in this country within a short few years. I mean, that's blindingly obvious. Yeah. I mean, Stevie Wonder can see that.
Correct. And look at it. I mean, this is just one thing. There's no excuse here that they can't look after the working people of Ireland. And these lads, these hauliers, and I spoke to one lad in his car there, and he said businesses are on the brink, and this could be the tipping point for them to lose and having to close down, pack up their stuff and just go on the dole or go on social welfare.
No farmers, no food.
Correct.
Now, the majority of farmers are not ranchers, they're not wealthy people, they're hanging on by the skin of their teeth. They're not making vast fortunes every year, okay? They're making enough just to survive. Now, the higher fuel costs, right? Most farmers, but they don't grow enough. They don't grow enough food to feed their animals, right? They don't have enough silage. They don't have enough hay. They have to bring it in, right? Those costs are going to skyrocket, right? They have to bring in meal to feed their animals, right? Those prices are going to skyrocket. Fertilizer. Without fertiliser, farmers can't grow food.
Yeah.
And without LNG, they can't make fertiliser. We are facing a very dark time in Irish history here. Now, it's very easy for the government to go blame Trump for everything. No, it's not that simple. Before this crisis started, we already had the most expensive fuel prices in all of the European Union. If not the most expensive, one of the most expensive. And all these mealy-mouthed words from our traders politicians, they mean fucking nothing anymore, right? But if they don't make meaningful changes now, one suggestion: long before this crisis, there are thousands of young men and young women, and not so young men and young women, travelling long distances to work every day, from Cavan to Dublin and to Dublin and further afield. All right,
yeah. Those
people have to fund, by and large, have to pay for their own fuel to get to work in Dublin and further afield. All right, if the government were to be really serious about this and about helping people, right, everyone who has to travel in excess of 20 kilometres to get to their work should be able to write off their additional travelling expenses against their tax. All right, the same way that every TD and senator heading to Dáil Éireann can claim travelling allowance.
Correct.
They're well recompensed for their
That's not for the pauper, John. That's not for the little Irish person.
No, it's not. But what they should really do is they should